Hi, my name is Paul Clavin. I live in Dundalk. I'm going to start this story. This is pretty amazing, and I'm sure you will have never heard anything like this. But there are a few parts to it, and I did just download a video. I took a 26-minute video, and it wouldn't upload. It was too long. I didn't realize I could only do 15 minutes. So I'll do when I see 15 minutes coming up, I'll take a break or I'll post it. And I reckon two 15-minute videos will give you the basic idea of what's been happening here. I moved into this building 3.5 years ago. The first people I became friendly with were a lesbian couple. I knocked on their door first, unfortunately, and I we ended up having beers for a few nights, and it was good crack at first. We thought we were getting on okay, but it didn't work out. Um, they gave me a couch. They were getting a new couch. Things were kind of nice. So one night I'm in there drinking with them, and me and one of them, who I later named BOH, or Ball of Hate. Uh, One of the first nights I'm in there, she asked me to father a child for her. Now, luckily, that never happened, but I thought it was kind of strange. She didn't really know me from Adam, we just met. But anyway, so we're in there, and that kind of the first thing that went kind of wrong was we're drinking one night, and not the girl that had been abused. It was by a family member, actually, and he got a long sentence from what she told me. I can't remember, was it an uncle or something? I don't know. But the other girl um, asked me, she said, "Do you think all paedophiles should be killed?" And I thought to myself, that's a strange one. Why is she asking me that? And I thought that maybe because of what the other girl had said, that they were kind of I've seen documentaries on TV about these paedophile hunters, and I thought, are they asking me to get involved in something like that? So I said no, and I said, you let the cops deal with them. That's what they're for. I said, you're just a vigilante if you do that. And this girl got up out of her chair to within 6 inches of my face and started screaming, just get out, get out. So I did. And we kind of became a bit friendly again, but they had a dog that I looked after for 4 days when they went to Dublin. Then uh, the thing that really kicked it off, the first incident, was I was coming out. Now, I should say, coming out of my apartment, and there was an older bloke living next door to me who has since died, Kevin. And he played a part in this, and unbelievably is still playing a part. I'll get to that. But as I was leaving my place, I put a key in my door to close it, and one of the girls was over at Kevin's door, knocked on his door, and feigned fear of me. I mean, she pretended she was scared out of her life. And Kevin opened the door and shot me a dirty look, as if to say, what are you doing to make her so? But now I believe that this was all pre planned. But so didn't think anything of it, and there was all picture, no sound. We weren't talking, and I went out on the balcony. This was maybe about 10 days after she'd done that with Kevin, and I asked her. I said, "Why did you do that with Kevin? You know, feign fear of me." And she charged me, pushed me into the chest with both hands. Didn't really hurt, um, but the other girl then pulled her back. And it was like at this stage, I'm thinking there's something really fucking wrong here. Um, so at that stage, I made the best decision that I've made, and I decided to email the housing authority every time something like that happened because I could tell by her, or particularly the ball of hate, that that's what she appeared like to me. Particularly her, she was doing everything in that she could think of to try and uh, do harm to me. So it, I got a phone call then from housing that she had reported me for stalking her, one of them, not the ball of hate, the other one. She went, "What the fuck is this about? Stalking, you know?" And I went uptown maybe a week after that, and I was going into Brannigan's to meet a mate of mine, Clem. And I walked upstairs because we usually was downstairs, but I walked upstairs, couldn't find him up there. As I'm coming down the stairs, I get pushed from behind, and it's this girl who's accused me of stalking her. Didn't even know she was working in there, and she's pushing me, shouting my name, like Paul Clavin, stalker, stalker, and I'm just looking at her like, what the fuck are you doing? So I come home, ring on the door. It's the guards. She'd reported me as her stalker. So it was around this time that that girl in Offaly was killed, Aisling Murphy. And all that week on the news were reports about a new anti-stalking law. And I just wonder if that's where they got it from. But um, so at this time also there were one of the girls is a big smoker, weed smoker, and at the time so was I. So I let them in on a secret that I shouldn't have. I was growing a couple of autoflower cannabis plants, which are smaller ones, but they grow quicker. They grow in about 3 months. And I was friendly with them. I showed them to them, brought them in here, showed it to them. Bad mistake, because after it kicked off, after the stalking thing, I'm walking down the street and one of them puts her phone out, like so, with the picture of the plant and says, "I can go to the cops anytime I like." So I wasn't having this. I wasn't letting them have that power over me. So I got rid of the plants and I went up to the cop shop and I uh, reported myself, ratted myself. And the cop, I told it to, she went upstairs to the drug squad and I said, "You can come up to my place if you want," but they weren't interested. They didn't want to know. So they didn't come up, but that was the end of me growing my own. So um, then there were other incidents. They made up drug bags. I mean, dozens of little drug bags filled with gravel, you know, white plastic, and the knot tied in them. And they left them from the my post box up 2 flights of stairs and right to my door, so everybody in the building could see them. Now, they've been going around telling people I'm a junkie, which is not true, never have been. Pint of Guinness and a joint occasionally, that's me. Uh, Now, I've had instances where people that I've been talking to, the one guy used to walk his dog up and down, and I saw the ball of hate talk to him, and then this guy just gives me the 1,000 yard stare now, walks by me. Like what she's telling people I'm not sure, but a couple of months ago, there were 2 incidents within an hour outside where there were 2 girls there first, and she pointed up to me, looked up to me. I was on the balcony, like 2 floors up, and said, "Paedophile" and "pervert." And then a neighbour, 2 neighbours, pushing their pram, came out about an hour later, and she did the same thing, and I heard her. And I could see these people looking at me like I've 2 fucking heads. So after what she's done, I tried to get the police to investigate it, and nothing. The police have been absolutely useless. Now, she spent 2 years practically going into that elder gentleman next door and trying to get him to complain about me because she's too far away from me. She can't hear anything I'm doing. Nothing. So it's just, she's obsessed. And I'll show you you see where my window is there at the kitchen. There's a security feature here, and it's a light that goes on anytime somebody steps onto the balcony. It's a great feature. But the light would go on, nobody'd go by, but I'd see the top of her head just at the sill as she was ducking, trying to avoid being seen going in and out of Kevin's. Eventually, they kind of cut it down, and I think their conversations moved to WhatsApp. So, this that brings me up to say that's been going on. That bad vibe, like they've even walked by me, coming from Aldi and rubbing their hands together, kind of pretending they were witches, and they're just nasty beyond belief. But the ball of hate, it's a sight to behold. I've never seen anybody with that much rage in them. She is, she's twisted. So I'm going to stop here now, and I will talk about my other neighbour, my downstairs neighbour, in the next post.